best Ramadan workout times and the pros and cons of each of the 6 times that you can work out during Ramadan. So the first time that you could work out is probably the second to least popular, okay? And that's before suhoor, okay? So if you like have a ton of discipline and your schedule allows it, you know, it's a great way to just get it over with. You can hit the gym fully hydrated and then eat and hydrate after at suhoor. But the cons are it can mess up your sleep. For most people's schedules, it takes a lot of discipline. You might end up missing out on tahajjud. You know, even eating a nice suhoor may be insufficient. Your hydration levels may be off. So again, there are some people it works well for. If you've done it before and it worked well for you, you could do it again. But if it wasn't sustainable or you got a bunch of issues, then obviously we might want to look into some of the other situations. Now, the next one sounded unfathomable to me until some of my clients asked if they could do it a couple years ago. And I said, hey, okay, fine, if you're sure. And sure enough, they actually got good results from it. I realized that there is a small group of people who can get really good results with this. I would say that this is the third least popular, but for the people it works well for, it works really, really well. And that's right after Fajr, okay? For some, it can give an incredible energy boost. And it's also very time efficient. It's a convenient time for many people because it's a convenient time outside of Ramadan. Just the added challenge is obviously that if you're fasting, you're not going to be able to, you know, eat or hydrate after. And so for people like me who need to eat and hydrate after the workout, it's not really suitable for somebody like me and somebody like you if that's you. But if you're somebody like my client, Dr. Mubeen, well, guess what? Dr. Mubeen, he's actually the original poster child for this. So Dr. Mubeen, when he first came in, he was struggling. We had to work really hard to hold him accountable and coach him to stay accountable to his workouts. And he started with us 2.5 years ago. And Allahumma barak, the first Ramadan, it was a grind for him. But the second Ramadan that he was working with us, subhanAllah. I remember the first Ramadan check-in we had that second Ramadan because I knew he was somebody who struggled with consistency before. Ramadan was the time that he was more consistent than even outside of Ramadan. And he was working out after Fajr. And I only had him on 3 days a week. He was working out 5 days a week. And I said, Mubeen, what's the secret? He said, well, if I don't work out in the morning during Ramadan, I don't really have energy. So I need to work out in the morning during Ramadan. And from then on, even after Ramadan, he had built that habit that he maintained after Ramadan that helped him to actually gain more energy from his workouts. And he finally made that mind-muscle connection that I had been theoretically telling him about when he first started to help him stay accountable. You know, as a busy doctor and dad, of course, I was like, hey, you know what? You'll have more energy for your patients, all that stuff. And he was like, yeah, sure. But it didn't really click until that Ramadan. And ever since, he's been super consistent. Even when he had his second kid, Allahumma barak.